Good morning. Aboru Aboye. My name is Baba Anthony, and I would like to wish everyone a very happy and blessed Osheifa, a very happy and blessed Itadogun. So I've had a busy morning taking care of my religious responsibilities and all of that stuff. Thank you for those of you who are able to watch this message this morning or later at another time as Okanran Sode Temple. We thank you for your support wherever you are in the world. This morning's topic is something that I kind of went through myself and maybe many other devotees of Ifa and Orisha. It's when we are within our practice and when we are understanding where we're coming from, where we're going, wanting to know where we're going and how Ifa can support us, we're always going through a set of challenges. We're always going through wondering which direction we should be moving in. And the good news, at least for me and hopefully for many others, is that Ifa provides that support. The Orisha provide that support in this process. So, with that being said, I'm going to share the messages from today, and I'll let you know a little bit of it applies to me. My story's not over yet, so hopefully you'll grasp onto some of what's happening. Today's message will start with the Odu of Ogbe Iyono. Ogbe Iyono. The bird with its strong wide wings, the bird with its powerful legs, the bird with a wagging tail, O Rishanla O Shemiragbo. They were the ones that went to Agun Rege Jege market. We searched and searched for a competent Awo. We could not find one. We searched for an Awo in Iliki land and went to Ijesan land. And we even went to Iworan land, where the good day dawns. My Mesaida costume, which I normally use to celebrate the annual festival, had disappeared, had been taken away. They had informed me that my children had taken it away. I responded that my children are my future. So let's get into the messages from this particular Odu, or the story at least. So we have the story of an Akapo. And again, this is why I started by saying the messages today are going to remind me of myself and some of the journey that I went through. So there was this Akapo who was at a point where he was looking for someone to cast Ifa for him, right? He was looking for someone who would come and give him guidance in his life because he kind of really had no direction. He was already a devotee, a strong devotee of Ifa. He was already focused on, working towards finding his good destiny, working towards fulfilling his good destiny, working towards understanding his destiny, right? All of these things he was already thinking about. And now the challenge was that he didn't have anybody to give him guidance. He was looking for someone who was knowledgeable. He was looking for someone who could provide him support. He was looking for someone that would help him to achieve his success. So he went on his search. As he went on his search, something interesting was happening to him, right? He found himself, he had this Ago Masaida masquerade that he had used to celebrate his annual festival for Egungun. And the first thing that happened is that he went away looking for this person that cast Ifa for him. And when he comes back, they said that the rats had taken away his masquerade. So he utters curses upon the rats. May they die, be destroyed, and killed, rats. And so that's what happened to the rats. The rats were then killed off. His masquerade was returned. So he continues out to another land in search of someone to cast Ifa for him, to support him. And as he leaves, again, his masquerade was taken, this time by the fish. The fish take his masquerade away. He comes back, realizes his masquerade is gone. He wails curses at them, may they be dying, and and may they die, may they be eaten, may they be taken away. And with that, that's what happened to the fish. His masquerade was then returned to his home. Third time he goes out, this time the birds had taken his masquerade. As he comes back, realizes his masquerade is gone, and he is wailing curses at the birds. May they die, may they be taken down by the hunters, may they be eaten by other animals. This happens to the birds. His masquerade is then returned again. Now the fourth time, he goes out looking for someone to cast Ifa for him or to support him to bring success into his home, especially with his studies in Ifa. The beast had taken his masquerade away. When he returns home, he wails curses upon the beasts. And as this happens, the beasts, they decide, they're getting killed, shot by the hunters, used for food. His masquerade is then returned. So this is a very interesting process. We have this Akapo he's going out in search of elders, in search of an Awo to cast Ifa for him to support his destiny. And this is a long process. As he's going out to one land, to another land, he's unable to find the support that he is looking for. So he goes out to one more place, and there are 3 Awos that he meets in this land. They are referred to as Eye Abapawe, Eye Abeseyewe, and Eye Abiru Wemu Wemu. The bird with strong wings, the bird with steady feet, and the bird with a full belly. These were the names of the Awos that cast Ifa for him. They not only provided the proper information to give him guidance, they explained to him, they said, your Odu is Ogbe Iyono, the Odu of patience and perseverance. Though people mock you now, in a time you will surpass them all. But you have to continue to study. You have to continue to be patient and persevere through all of the challenge, no matter what happens. You need to understand that although everyone looks for the manifestation of wealth in their life, be it money, that it's a deeper situation for you. It's a deeper message for you. You have to look for more in order to find your success. So the Akapo hears this message. He then finds himself, as he offers his abo, does what he has to do, and he returns home. As he returns home, he realizes his masquerade is gone again. He's already wished curses on the rats, the fish, the birds, and the beasts. Now he's thinking to himself, who am I going to curse this time? And they had told him, he says, this time it is your children who have taken your masquerade. They have taken your masquerade to carry on what you have taught them. The Akapo hears this message and is extremely pleased. So as we think about this verse from Ogbeyono and the story itself, we have the story of the Akapo, right? The Akapo, who is an Ifa devotee, he is very determined with his study, is focused on moving forward in life. The Akapo is now at a stage in their life where they are focused on finding someone who can guide them on the right path. They are focused on fulfilling their destiny, right? This is an important part of my process at one time. I kid you not. Unfortunately, after I had lost my own Oluo some years ago, I felt like I was on that search. I was looking for leadership. I was looking for elders to guide me. And I was constantly seeking and communing with Ifa to try to understand which route I should go, which direction I should move in my own life, right? And I bet some of you are going through that process yourselves. And I remember many of the messages that Ifa was telling me is that The focus needs to be on having patience and understanding that everything that you do in life will take time. It'll take you persevering, not letting anyone hold you back, not letting anyone stop you. Even if people are making fun of you or saying, you'll never be a priest, you'll never have Ifa in your life to be successful, that does not matter. Because Ifa made his promises, and I'm going to do my work to continue to persevere as a couple myself. And so this story really, really hit home. And now I want all of you to think about that too. Are you the Akapo who is searching for an elder to give you guidance? Are you an Akapo who is searching for a community? Maybe you're not initiated yet or a part of the practice, but you are in search of elders to teach. You are in search of people to be around. You're in search of having Ifa and understanding and trying to work through fulfilling your own personal destiny. All right. So as you are working through that process, I ask you to be patient. I ask you, as Ifa does, to persevere and to keep moving forward, right? Understand that Ifa will be with you throughout the process. So with that being said, hopefully you get where the Akapo is moving right now. So let's go to the next Odu. And this is the verse, coming from the Odu of Ogbe Ate, Ogbe Irete. Ashe. Zapata Sale and Zapata Sale Sairo. Sairo was the one who begot Oganle Ganku. Oganle Ganku gave birth to Oganlejin Aue. Oganlejin Aue begot Olomo Oluwowo Tiwo. Olomo Oluwowo Tiwo gave birth to Olomo Oluwowo Tiwo. Olowo Oluwowo Tiwo begot Olomo Si Obiliki. Olobi Si Obiliki begot Ajeleti. Truly, Ajay, the wealth divinity, has ears to hear. Ajay must never eat any flesh with bones. Ajay, please enter my house. Come and consume the flesh of bananas. It is banana flesh that we eat at supper, at Otuife, our origin. The money that our child counts with ekika leaves is uncountable for the child. It is banana flesh that we eat at supper, at Otuife, our origin. Spouse, come to my home, come and consume banana flesh. It is banana flesh that we eat at supper, at Otuife, our origin. Children, come to my home, come and consume banana flesh. It is banana flesh that we eat at supper, at Otuife, our origin. Property, come to my home, come and consume banana flesh. It is banana flesh that we eat at supper, at Otuife, our origin. All ray of life, come to my home, come and consume banana flesh. It is banana flesh that we eat at supper, at Otuife, our origin. When the day breaks, the sun will shine brightly. Ogbe Ate, please make me great throughout this land. During the night, the stars twinkle gloriously. Ogbe Ate, please make me great throughout this land. Who would become a respected leader through the world? He was advised to offer a bow. He complied. Before long, not too far, join us in the midst of all ray of life. It is the midst of all ray of life do we find Ifa devotees at the feet of Oba Risa. Ifa. Ashe. So, first story, we have the Kapo who is looking for what he wants in life, wants to fulfill his destiny and work towards his destiny. In this second story, the Akapo is someone who is not only patient, but he was ambitious, right? He saw the position that he wanted to be in. He saw the space where he needed himself to be and what he wanted to accomplish, right? He saw that Ifa had said that he would be respected in this land, and so he focused on trying to accomplish that process, right? So the Akapo spent his time focused daily on greeting Ifa, focused on his prayers. He focused on work with his own hands. He went to consult the Awo to see how he would be successful. The Awo had said to the Akapo, says, you are very ambitious. You will succeed and continue with your prayer and sacrifice consistently. People travel through, make sure that you offer bananas, honey, and kola nut. Feed Ifa, feed Aj, bathe with the sacred preparation. These were the messages that the Babalawo were giving to the Akapo. When he heard these messages, he focused on following through what Ifa had said to him. Now with that is when life really started to change. That is when his success started to come in. Right? Sometimes we have to understand that Ifa will give us the prescription for us to be successful. But are we willing as devotees to follow through step by step? That is our question, right? That is the question of the day. We have to be patient, yes. But we also have to understand that our hard work and consistency will lead to our success. Our constant devotion of praying to the Orishas daily, asking them to support our Ori so that we will continue to be successful. That's the work that's needed for us as Ifa devotees, for us who work to be in the position of the Akapo, for those who are in search and being in the position of being an Ifa, right? It's constant work, it's constant dedication. At the same time, it's patience that hearing what Ifa has for you will manifest itself if you do the work. What's important is that in this particular Odu, Beate, in this particular story, the Akapo did all of that and he did it very successfully. And within time, he found himself supported by Ifa well, supported by his community, found him fixing issues of the community, changing people's lives, helping them continue to grow with the support of Ifa. That's a powerful, powerful message that we need to understand as devotees. So let us hear that message and continue to be dedicated and ambitious towards our goals. Now let us go to our third and final story of today's message. This also comes from the Odu of Ogbeate. Let us hear this verse. Ashe. Eye ni weri, the Awo of Anu. The dove does not resemble the palm frond, the Awo of Ijero Hill. Ara Fidi Suku, the Awo of Oloye Moyin, the man as sturdy as the metal axe blade, and as massive as the fetus of a buffalo. The brave leopard is the one which kills a hunter's dog, right in the presence of the hunter. This was Ifa's message for the indigenous of Ijebu More, Ogbonkan Nida, the owners of the broadsword, those who place iron on their Ogun shrine. Ifa declares that there is one herb on the farm, Ogbongbong Tileeo herbs. Olongo birds will be heavy in weight, and the uninitiated ones will undergo initiation rites. This was Ifa's message for Orunmila, who would never allow the home of his Akapo to ever turn to ruin. He was advised to offer a bow. He complied. Before long, not too far, join us in the midst of joy. Come and perceive all E-ray of life. Okay. So as we get into the story for this Odu, let us remember the first verse of the Akapo in search of the elder, in search of finding, fulfilling, and moving through his life with his destiny. The second story was focused on the Akapo not only being patient, but being dedicated. Here, in this third verse, we're looking at Orunmila's promise to all of us as Ifa devotees, right? The story goes with this particular verse. Long before Orunmila decided to make his journey from heaven to earth, he had chose as his destiny to defend and protect all of those who serve Ifa. Hear that message. Orunmila decided that as his destiny, when he went to choose his destiny with Olodumare, he says, I want to protect those who serve Ifa. Right? So Olodumare says, may it be so. And so, when an Akapo chooses to follow Ifa as their part of their destiny in their life or their life path, we have to understand that Orunmila will stand by us. Orunmila will allow us to move forward through life. Yes, we're going to have troubles. Absolutely. Ifa also says we will never taste the sweetness without having a little bit of bitterness beforehand, right? Just like the bitter leaf plant. Bitter at the beginning, sweet at the end. Now, Ifa says we will experience troubles. Ifa says we'll have spiritual troubles, we'll have physical troubles. But Ifa also says that he will not allow us to be destroyed. Let us think about that for a moment. That's a powerful, powerful message. All who serve Ifa will not find themselves in the position of being destroyed. Ifa says as the Akapo lives their lives, their focus is to not only work towards serving Ifa, but bringing his family into the fold of also serving Ifa. Of bringing his children together to serve Ifa. To help the community come together and serve Ifa. Ashe. So the lesson I want us to think about here with this is that devotion in our lives invites divine protection, right? The prosperity that we have without protection will not last. But the prosperity that we have with the protection of Ifa will bring us peace. This is what we need to understand as devotees of Ifa. Ashe. So let's wrap it up. Let's bring it all together. So as we think about the Akapo in 3 different stories, the Ifa devotee at 3 different times, the messages that Ifa is bringing to us in the Odu of Ogbeyono is that patience and perseverance lead to legacy. Ogbeate, the first verse that I shared, says ambition, when joined to sacrifice and prayer, brings about prosperity. And our third verse, also from Ogbeate, says that devotion secures protection for us and our households. Right? Something we need to know as many of us get into this process, we get our itas, we have our divinations, we go through our Oshe Ifas. We have to understand that our destiny is not revealed all at once. It is, as Ifa says, bit by bit do we eat the head of the rat. That means little by little things are revealed to us. But it takes time, it takes work, it takes devotion, and it takes patience. It takes so much, right? And then our destiny will start to open up to us little by little. If you're at home and you're watching, I want you to think about this for yourself. Patience builds the path. Ambition allows you to walk on that path. And devotion protects that path altogether. Right? Think about that. Again, I'm going to say one more time. Patience builds the path. Ambition allows us to walk on that path. And devotion protects that path. So here's what I ask of you today as practitioners, as devotees, as akapos, as those of you who live your lives as Ifa and Orisha devotees. Where do you need to show more patience in your life? How will you align your ambition with sacrifice and prayer? And how will you deepen your devotion so that your home remains under the protection of Ifa and the Orishas? Ifa calls on us not to just dream or think about things, but to wait with our faith, with our devotion, with our hard work, with our diligence, with our trust that Ifa will show us our destiny. All right. So I want to say a prayer as I close up the messages for today. And I want all of us to think about this. And hopefully you can use this as part of your prayer on a daily devotional process. Ori, guide me with patience. Ifa, strengthen me with wisdom. Orumila, cover me with your protection. May my children carry forward my legacy, and may my destiny be fulfilled with peace. Ashe. So thank you very much for joining me for today's message. I wonder where you are in your path. I know where I'm always working on my devotional process and continuing to share my knowledge with my family and the community. So let us all continue to move forward and stay blessed in this process. Aboru aboye, aboshisho boato.